Hey, it's Niels on Dynasty. Please like, share, subscribe. Buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium. Dixie said so. You gotta listen to Dixie because she's a Dixie chick. She's a chick. Her name's Dixie. That means she's a Dixie chick. You gotta listen to her. Buy silver, platinum, crystallized osmium. She said so, not me. So I'm out of that one. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. But you can be a jerk if you want to see how it works for you. Gotta clean the screen here. I don't look any better at all. All right, check this out. This is what's called Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. All these countries here, basically, 16 of them were in the ECOWAS. Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso dropped out, creating their own currency backed by gold. There's Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Busy, the Thambio, Senegal. Okay, there's Senegal. Let's see what the president of Senegal just did. They're part of the ECOWAS too.
That since Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger expelled French troops from their bases and began revealing the true activities of these forces within their borders, more African leaders have started to open their eyes to the realities of foreign military presence on their soil. These revelations have sparked a broader awakening among African leaders, who are increasingly recognizing that the Western military bases in their countries may not be working in their best interests. A growing sentiment is emerging that these bases, often justified under the guise of security and counterterrorism, are in fact perpetuating a form of neocolonial influence and undermining national sovereignty. One of the leaders who has started to follow this path is Senegal's newly elected president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
Senegal.
Recently, he made visits to Mali and Burkina Faso. In these visits, President Faye engaged in discussions that highlighted a shared vision of African sovereignty.
African sovereignty. Senegal borders Mali, borders Burkina Faso, borders Niger. So now you have, let's get over here so you can see this properly. Okay, half of Africa split north and south, east and west split this way. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 countries are now splitting away and kicking peoples out. Sierra Leone's coming up to it, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana to go, Benji. Nigeria's already starting too. So what I'm pointing out here is these are Sahel states, Sahel regions of Africa, ECOWAS, 16 countries. They're kicking out the ECOWAS and the French. This country, and this country, this big old plot of land is going to become one country with one currency. They've got more gold, silver, and platinum than this small little bitty country down here that supposedly has all the GDP. So you can fit 2 of those South Africas in what's going to be this one huge economic powerhouse. Senegal, right next door. They're going to do the same. So is, where is that one at? Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, now I'm going to bringing you these reports, and enough of this map. Go back to this one here. See, I'm bringing you guys these reports because everyone's thinking, I just saw Arcadia Economics, great report from Rafi and Chris, Yara, great job. You guys should subscribe to them. But they were talking about, they had a company on there, an African gold company that was praising the development of their newfound riches of gold. But prepare for them to be taken away because, again, go back to this map here. These guys no longer export gold to any company. Senegal, they're fixing to do the same. The Ivory Coast, where that video was just done, within a couple months, they're going to do the same. And guys, just prepare for it. A lot of changes people aren't talking about that are fixing to happen. That's why I'm talking about them.
In independence from external military influences. This aligns with the sentiments expressed by other regional leaders, such as Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré. In a speech last week, Traoré pointed out that although many African leaders do not openly support the actions taken by Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they privately expressed their approval. Now, a few weeks after visiting Burkina Faso, Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye announced a plan to gradually reduce the number of French troops stationed in Senegal. This decision is part of a broader strategy to strengthen Senegal's military autonomy and to assert greater control over its national defense policy. Since taking office, President Faye, along with his Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko, has expressed a clear desire to reassess the French military presence in Senegal. While the country remains open to maintaining a partnership with France, the leadership is keen on pursuing greater strategic independence and reducing reliance on foreign military support. The planned reduction of the French elements in Senegal, EFS, from 350 to approximately 100 soldiers in the coming months represents a significant shift in the defense relations between Senegal and France. This reduction marks a deliberate move towards enhancing Senegal's self-reliance in matters of national security. Unlike the more drastic actions taken by Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, which have completely severed military ties with France, Senegal's approach appears more measured. It reflects a nuanced strategy that seeks to balance the desire for sovereignty with the practical benefits of maintaining certain aspects of the French partnership. However, the broader question remains: how long will African nations allow themselves to be manipulated by Western powers under the guise of military assistance and economic aid?
They're selling you on a lie. Russia's in there, China's in there, Middle East is in there. They're focusing your attention on the colonial bad white man. Well, the Arab bad white man in Dubai just got fact-checked and proven to have stolen several $100 billion worth of gold from Burkina Faso, more than probably colonial bad white people did. And they did it in 10 years, and they financed terrorism in Burkina Faso with Burkina Faso's stolen gold that they stole. But let's not throw that out into the national highlight. Let's focus back on the colonial bad white man, the Americans. Ooh, we're so bad. We are not. They are lying to you. Other countries are a lot worse. These countries here, I praise what they're doing. I hope like hell they don't fall under the guise of the Eastern, Middle Eastern, and Asian countries' control of them any further than they are already under the control of them. And I hope they kick them out, which they are, by the way. They've already kicked out Dubai AEU for the theft of hundreds of billions of dollars of gold out of Burkina Faso used to finance terrorism in Burkina Faso. It's a big loop of stupid, and they're focusing us on one spoke of the wheel of stupid. When they concentrate your attention on that, look at the other spokes on the wheel of stupid and see what's going on. Because some more wheels of stupid are moving, not just the bad colonial white man.
The steps taken by leaders like President Faye suggest a growing determination to redefine these relationships on terms that better serve the interests of their nations and their people. As more African leaders consider similar moves, the region may witness a significant reshaping of its geopolitical landscape, characterized by a stronger push for true independence and a departure from the lingering vestiges of colonial influence.
And Middle Eastern.
Sonko delivered a startling speech in French, which laid bare their stance on the presence of French military bases in Senegal. This speech, which I will translate for clarity, provides a sobering glimpse into the new direction Senegal is poised to take under its current leadership, one that challenges France's long-standing influence in the region.
If you're thinking of selling your home,
oh no, it's a commercial.
This for you. We want to buy.
We do not have the right to speak of our own currency. We never debate in Parliament. We refuse to debate on television. And yet you can debate about the euro on the French National Assembly. And that's why we're debating it. We're imposing it. And I think that in the community context, in any case, the latest developments we have, we are surely moving towards these reforms that we want, which should not be delayed. The other element is security, the presence of foreign military bases in Senegal. This presence of military bases arouses legitimate questions. More than 60 years after our independence, we must ask ourselves the reasons why the French army, for example, always benefits from several military bases in our countries, and the impact of this presence on our national sovereignty and our strategic autonomy.
Okay, he's just going to get the crowd all riled up a little bit more, so I'm not going to show any more of that. You get the basic gist of it, though. They're kicking out the countries that have control in that region, but they are also kicking out the Middle Eastern countries, the Chinese. The only ones they're really not kicking out is Russia. There are other Chinese countries out there that have, I think Ghana banned Chinese mining because they used mercury and were destroying their environment. So you got to watch out. And they already know in Africa, they already know about China. So any deals you hear about them talking about China, look at them very skeptically, because they don't want to trade in the bad colonial white man for the bad Chinese yellow man, because they already kicked him out of their country because they already know the practices. They see South Africa. These leaders talk to each other. They know what China is doing to South Africa's economy. So they're aware of it. It's just the news is not presenting that side of the story. That's one reason why I bring you these stories. I've done a story of the of AEU in Dubai stealing hundreds of billions of dollars of Burkina Faso gold and funding terrorism with it in Burkina Faso. It's factual, not on mainstream news. So there are other things going on. Big spoke of a wheel of stupid. They're concentrating you on the one spoke called colonialism. They're laying off, not talking about the Middle Eastern spoke of stupid or the Asian spoke of stupid or any of these other spokes of stupid on the big wheel of stupid. So when they focus, and I'm going to say this, when they focus your attention on one spoke of the wheel of stupid, it's because the other wheels are moving. The other spokes on the wheels are doing worse things, and they don't want you to see it. Thus, Neil's Han Dynasty comes to set some attention to it. Bring you guys around so you can see the full story. Have a great day. Buy pizza.